The first time I joked about marriage to the universe, I was sitting alone on the night shift at the lunar relay station. It was 2:17 a.m. Earth Standard Time. The station was silent except for the hum of oxygen recyclers and the faint vibration of distant cargo drones docking in the lower bays. Working night shift in orbit around the moon was about as exciting as watching paint dry in slow motion. I leaned back in my chair, staring at the massive observation window. Beyond it, space stretched out in endless darkness, sprinkled with cold stars. Earth floated below like a glowing marble. Man, I muttered to myself, spinning slowly in my chair. Another 12 hours of nothing. My name is Daniel Reyes, communications technician for the Lunar Relay Station. My job was simple. Monitor signals coming from Earth and deep space, route transmissions, and report anomalies. In other words, stare at screens all night. I opened a snack pouch and floated a piece of dehydrated apple toward my mouth. That's when boredom struck in the most dangerous way possible. I activated the station's open-frequency microphone, a channel mostly used by cargo pilots, joking around during long flights. I cleared my throat dramatically. "Attention, universe," I said with mock seriousness. "I've been single for 3 years. Who wants to marry me?" I chuckled at my own stupidity and turned off the mic. "Congrats, Daniel," I said to myself. "You just proposed to literally no one." Or so I thought. 30 seconds later, every console in the room lit up. The signal. At first, I assumed it was just another satellite glitch. But the signal patterns were strange. Not random. Organized. Intentional. I leaned forward, suddenly alert. Okay, that's new. The signal came from somewhere beyond the lunar orbit, far beyond any known spacecraft. I ran the translation algorithms automatically used for alien languages. We rarely used them, because we had never actually met aliens. Until that moment, the console beeped. Translation ready. My stomach tightened. "Yeah, right," I muttered. "This is probably just interference." I pressed play. A voice filled the control room. Smooth, cold, female, and terrifyingly calm. "Human male, your proposal has been received." The dehydrated apple floated out of my mouth. "What?" The voice continued. "You asked who wished to marry you. I accept." I stared at the speakers. "Nope." I slapped the console. "This is a prank." "It's definitely a prank." The voice returned instantly. "I do not understand this word, prank." My pulse skyrocketed. "Okay," I whispered. Okay, this is happening." "Please identify yourself," I said slowly. There was a pause. Then the answer came. "I am Valoran of the Crimson Void, last daughter of the Night Clans." I blinked. That sounds extremely fake. The station lights suddenly dimmed. A cold shadow spread across the observation window. Something massive had just arrived outside the station. I slowly turned toward the glass. And that's when I saw the ship. The arrival. It didn't look like any spacecraft humans had ever built. The structure was long and curved like the rib of some ancient creature. Black metal surfaces absorbed light instead of reflecting it. Crimson veins of glowing energy pulsed across its hull like blood flowing through arteries. My mouth went dry. That can't be real. The ship docked with the station without requesting permission. The airlock alarm screamed. Unauthorized docking. I scrambled for the emergency console. Before I could activate security protocols, the main door behind me slid open. Cold air rushed into the room. I turned slowly, and she stepped inside. The alien vampire. She was tall, taller than any human woman. Her skin was pale, almost luminous, with faint silver patterns tracing across her arms and neck like ancient tattoos. Long black hair flowed behind her like liquid night. but it was her eyes that froze me in place. Crimson, glowing, hungry. She studied me quietly. Then she smiled. Two elegant fangs slid into view. So, she said softly, you are the one who proposed. My brain completely stopped working. Brilliant response, Daniel. She walked toward me with slow, graceful steps. The room felt colder with every inch she moved. I am pleased, she said. Human males are rarely this brave. I wasn't brave, I blurted. I was bored. She tilted her head. Boredom led to a marriage proposal? Yeah, happens all the time. She studied my face carefully, as if examining a rare artifact. You appeared sincere. No, I don't. She stepped closer, much closer. I could feel her presence like gravity pulling at my chest. I traveled across 3 star systems to accept your offer, she said. My jaw dropped. You what? Her expression didn't change. In my culture, proposals are sacred. Oh no. Yes. Oh no, 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 no. She reached out and gently lifted my chin with one finger. You asked. I answered. Her eyes gleamed. The ritual must proceed. The truth, I raised my hands in surrender. Okay, time out. Let's talk about this. She folded her arms. Speak. I didn't actually mean the proposal. She frowned slightly. You spoke the words clearly. Yes, but humans say stupid things all the time. She stared at me in silence. Then something unexpected happened. She laughed. Not loudly, but softly, like distant thunder. Your species is strange. That's the nicest thing anyone said to me this week. She walked toward the observation window and looked at Earth. Your world is beautiful. Thanks, I said cautiously. She studied the planet for a long moment. Then she spoke again. My kind are called vampires by many civilizations. I guess that. We feed on life energy. Also guess that. But we do not destroy our partners. I blinked. Partners? She turned toward me again. When a night clan accepts a proposal, a bond forms. Aha. 2 beings become 1 life. That sounds medically concerning. She stepped closer again. Human Daniel Reyes, are you withdrawing your proposal? My brain screamed yes. But something about her stopped me. Maybe curiosity. Maybe stupidity. Maybe the fact that she had traveled across the galaxy because of a dumb joke. I sighed. Look, I didn't mean to summon an alien vampire bride. Yet you did. Apparently. She studied my face again. Then she asked quietly, do you regret meeting me? The question caught me off guard. I hesitated. No. Her eyes softened. Then perhaps fate is not mistaken. The threat before I could respond. Every alarm on the station exploded. Warning. Hostile vessels detected. I ran to the radar console. 3 ships had just dropped out of warp near the station. They were ugly, sharp, predatory. Valoran's expression darkened instantly. The Blood Hunters. Who? Enemies of my people. The ships began firing immediately. Energy blasts slammed into the station's outer hull. The entire room shook violently. Oh, fantastic, I shouted. Alien vampires and space pirates. They came for me, Valoran said quietly. Another blast struck the station. Warning lights flashed red across every console. Hull breach risk. Valoran looked at me. Human Daniel. Yes. If you accept the bond, I can protect this station. I swallowed. And if I don't? Her crimson eyes flickered. Then they will destroy it to capture me. Another explosion rocked the station. The oxygen alarms began screaming. I stared at Earth outside the window. Billions of people lived down there, all depending on stations like this one. I exhaled slowly. Well, this is definitely the weirdest proposal acceptance in history. Valoran stepped closer. Do you accept the bond? I looked into her glowing eyes.
Fine, I said.
But if this turns into a space wedding, I'm picking the music. Her smile returned. Agreed. She placed her hand over my heart. A pulse of crimson light exploded between us. Energy surged through my body like lightning. I felt stronger, faster, alive in a way I had never felt before. Valoran's voice echoed in my mind. The bond is complete. The station doors burst open as Bloodhunter soldiers boarded.
Tall,
Armored, carrying weapons glowing with dark energy. Valoran stepped in front of me. Her eyes burned like twin stars. You chose well, human. Then she transformed. Dark wings of energy spread behind her like shadows tearing open reality. Her fangs gleamed. The hunters charged. They didn't stand a chance. Valoran moved faster than sight. One moment she stood beside me. The next she was across the room, tearing through armored soldiers like a storm of crimson light. Energy blasts filled the station. But somehow, none of them hit me.
I realized why.
The bond. She was protecting me. Within minutes, the last hunter fell. Silence returned to the station. Valoran turned toward me. Her wings faded. The crimson glow in her eyes softened. The threat is gone. I stared at the wrecked room. My boss is going to kill me. She tilted her head. Your leader will be displeased? Very. She stepped closer. But you saved your world. I shrugged. Technically you did. She smiled faintly.
No.
We did. The ending hours later, the station was stable again. Emergency crews from Earth were on their way. Valoran stood beside me at the observation window. You will come with me, she said softly. I blinked. Wait, what? Our bond links our lives now.
I sighed.
Yeah, I figured that might happen. She looked at Earth again. You may visit your world whenever you wish. I looked at the massive alien ship waiting outside, then at the stars beyond it, then back at Earth. My boring night shift life suddenly felt very far away. I smiled. All right. Valoran looked at me. You accept? I nodded. Yeah. I took her hand. After all, I did technically propose. For the first time since arriving, the alien vampire laughed. And together, we stepped toward the stars.